Hi, my name is Laust Schouenborg, and I'm an associate professor in international politics here at Roskilde University. And we're here today to talk about internships at the postgraduate level. And I'll first have Sevi introduce herself, who's going to help us with internships.
Okay, and my name is Sevi Chatzopoulou, and I'm also associate professor here at the Department in International Public Administration. And I am also the current head of studies for the program International Politics and Governance. And I'm going to talk about internships.
Yes, that's the reason why we're here. It's because Sevi has a lot of experience with internships, promoting internships, getting students to apply for internships, and helping them succeed once they acquire an internship. So this is an opportunity for Sevi to share her knowledge, and it will obviously be relevant to future or current international politics and governance students, but arguably most other students at Roskilde University who would like to pursue an internship as part of their graduate degree. So with that out of the way, why should you do an internship?
I think it is very important for a student to have the experience of going to an internship for many reasons. First of all, it is an opportunity, especially for students who have had already their courses, to see how all this theoretical knowledge and methodological courses can be used in real life. So they can, in a way, test their knowledge, but also it allows them to reflect on what they have learned and see how they can use it in real life. I had students who now are professionals, and they said, it's really very interesting that I go back to the literature even now and see how these theories or this knowledge that we have learned is useful in our real life. Also, it helps them to think about problems that they encounter in their professional life. But also it is a way to see, is this really the path I want to pursue? I have studied this. These are some related jobs. Do I want to be in this professional path in the future? So it can be a test also for career paths. And then they can decide if they want to try something else also in relation to what they have studied. So it is very relevant for many reasons with respect to their academic knowledge and the connection to real life and how they can use that in real life. Also, an internship provides them the opportunity to develop a network. So when you are going to an internship, you meet other interns like you, but also you meet professionals. And this creates a new network that it can be useful in the future for your career development. So this is another way, another reason for doing an internship.
Yeah.
I think it's very important because you also, when you finish your internship, you already have tested a lot of knowledge, but you connected also your knowledge to the empirical life.
So to sum up, it's about applying your knowledge. It's also a sort of reality check whether it actually works in practice and whether you like that kind of work, and an opportunity to network and potentially get a job, perhaps for the same organization or in a related field.
Yes,
yeah.
But also it's not only that you apply your knowledge, you also reflect in a different way on your knowledge. You go much deeper because many of these concepts that you have learned, they become substance once you use them. So it allows you to reflect on your theoretical knowledge and the methods.
Great. Okay, so let's say that you guys are convinced now that an internship is a good idea. Then how do you get one? What are the practical steps?
The practical steps, well, first of all, I think it is very important that you start early because when you start early, you can see what is out there, what are the opportunities. Also, it allows you to see what is relevant to your studies, because you might get an internship that it's not relevant, and then what you will get out of it is not as useful for your career path. Starting early also, it helps you to learn how to apply, where to search, because already when you start early, you learn how to search. You find one, then you realize, oh, this is an internship, that's what they are asking. And then you might even apply for this internship and might not get it. But getting the experience of applying or getting in contact with those people who offer internships is a very important exercise. Where can you find them? There are many sources. First of all, there are a lot of internships on the internet, but also we provide from the university, because some of the companies or some of the institutions, they send information to the universities, and then we can forward them to the students. Especially when they know the program, they say, we have this internship which we think is very relevant to your students. Another source is previous students who now are professionals. They often inform us that they, in their institutions and organizations, there are also potential internships. And because they know the program, they know what they will get. So they are more happy or more open to students from the program they already studied themselves. And this applies for different programs.
Yeah. And when you say you have to start early, then how early? Thinking about this one particular graduate degree that you have been head of, as far as I recall, students are permitted to go on an internship in the third semester of this 2-year degree or 4-semester degree. So when should you begin looking?
Yes, yeah, that's right. So students go to an internship in the third semester, and there is the requirement that they should pass at least 3 courses, compulsory courses in the first or the second semester. And that means that in order to be able to go for an internship in August of the second year, they should have applied at least February, March, the spring before.
Yeah.
In order, though, to develop this experience and also the knowledge and the way you should do it, I think it's very good to start already in December. Or even November of the first semester. Not necessarily applying, but already starting searching, because it takes time to learn how to find out and what it requires to prepare a good application for an internship, especially because there are different types of internships. There are internships that are at the national level where you study. There are internships that are at the international level, but also the earlier you apply and the earlier you are accepted, you have the possibility to apply for funds. And there are many sources that fund non-paid internships. But in order to apply for a non-paid internship, you have to know that you have an internship usually.
Right.
So there are a lot of factors. And because if you start early, you have a lot more opportunities, both with respect to potential internship, but also to funding. It's good to start around December. And it's also very good to talk to previous interns or students from the previous year.
Great. Okay, so let's say that you start your degree in September, and then ideally, actually after a month or 2, you start looking around for internships. And then the new year starts. It's January, February, and then some of the application deadlines come up, and then you apply, and then you start the internship in the fall the following year.
You start usually August or September.
Yeah.
There are a few internships that require that you start earlier, but these are very limited. And you need the dispensation for that.
Okay, so let's say that you found an organization, let's just say a Danish embassy, and they usually recruit twice a year, if I'm not mistaken. So you identify this embassy and you want to apply for one of these internships that are offered. Then how do you actually apply? What do you write in the application?
A very important aspect is when you write your personal statement, because you usually have to write a personal statement along with a formal application.
Yeah.
The form.
Yeah.
That is about your CV, etc. It is very important to read carefully what this internship requires. And very often students tend to write one letter for all the applications, but this is not right because you have to persuade this organization that you are the right person. And the only way you can persuade an organization that you are the right person is by checking what do they really need. Usually when they have a call for an internship, an opening for an internship, they say we would like someone for be able to do communication, be able to write good policy briefs, for example. So it's very important to identify what are the needs of the specific internship. Then it is also very important to see how your personal background, your academic background, but also your personal background fits with this position. And you have to match this in your personal statement. You have to really show that you have a strong interest to the specific internship, in the specific internship, but also that you're able to fulfill what their demands are, and you are able to do that, but also you wish to do that. So you have to really be careful how you write this personal statement so it matches the needs and the demands of the organization and what you can offer. And you shouldn't lie. It's very important that you are careful, honest, and you explain why this is a good match. It's not so important. Some students, for example, they write in their personal statement, I took these and these courses. But if you don't say why these courses provided you the necessary tools and instruments to fulfill the demands of the internship, it's not useful for the person who will look at this internship application. So it's very important that you know why these courses that you took from this program have helped you to develop the necessary tools and instruments to fulfill the demands of the specific internship. Another very important aspect, especially if you don't apply for an internship within the country, is that you have to show that you have experience either in an international environment nationally, so you have been in contact with your peers, for example, who are from an international background, or you have lived abroad, or you are able to speak well another language, because this confirms that you have the adaptation characteristics. Because what can happen is you can have a very intelligent, very capable student, but has a lot of issues to adapt in a new environment. And if you think that you go for an internship between 5 and 6 months, if you spend the first 2 months to adapt, you already wasted a lot of time. That is very important, especially in the beginning, to become part of this organization, to join your forces with theirs and become a member, an actor within the organization.
So there's something about adaptability and intercultural understanding.
Yes. This is very important.
And being able to deliver on the first day.
If you go to a place and you are unhappy socially and you don't interact with others, you don't become part of the team, then it's not either to their benefit or to your benefit. And an internship has to offer the organization something, and you should gain something. And this can happen only when you are becoming part of the team.
Yeah. Do you also have to say that you are the best candidate for this particular position, or do you not have to worry that much about the competition?
I think you can end your statement. I believe that I am the best candidate, but you already have to prove that before why you are the best candidate, not by saying I'm the best candidate, by indicating why you are the best candidate because of the knowledge that you have gained through the program, but also because of your personal qualities that are very important for this organization.
So it's showing rather than telling.
Yes, you can end the statement, as I said, but this is not the most important thing. It's very important that you indicate that you have developed these skills and knowledge through your program that are the best match for the specific internship.
Yeah.
And then this already confirms that you are the best candidate.
Yeah. And then let's say that you are the best candidate or one of the 5 best candidates, and then you are invited to the interview. What do you say at the interview?
Again, at the interview, you have to really indicate that you have a genuine interest. You are not doing this because you have to do it because of your program. So you have to be engaged in the interview. And you have to be engaged by already have studied about the organization where you're going. You have to know what is this organization. And then show how this is important for you as a person because you have specific ambitions. You are interested in a future career in this area. And at the same time, it is something that can help you develop these ambitions that you have in the future, but also that you can contribute because you have the skills, knowledge that you gain from your studies. So you don't have to lie. You don't have to overestimate what you know. You have to be honest, but you have to be engaged, showing that you have a strong interest, and also you have what they need, those skills, those qualities, this knowledge that is necessary, and show that you have already studied. You showed the interest to know about the organization. So it's not just an internship, it's something that is part of your career interests. And you spend the time and you show the engagement in becoming part of the whole process.
Yeah. So
it's very important also to identify what you can do, not only what you have learned. And this is something that sometimes students, when they start their professional career, forget. It's not enough to say, I know international relations theories. You have to say why it is useful that you know international relations theories in the specific position and how you can use your theories to fulfill the demands of the specific position.
So it's about anticipating, again, their needs and how you can help them solve their problems, even some of those problems that might not be in the job advertisement, I suppose. What way you can show that you can think with the organization and that you're committed to the project.
Yes, it's very important to show commitment, but also show that you are innovative, that you have ideas, that you are creative, and someone becomes creative when he's interested, right? You cannot be creative for something that you find boring. So all these things combined are very important. When you see a person who has the enthusiasm, and also it's very important to be honest to say, I don't know that, but I know how to learn. I have learned how to learn, how to search, and how to commit and dedicate the time to learn what you need.
So commitment, and I suppose also some positive body language that goes with being excited about being in that particular place and being at that interview.
Yes.
Great. Okay, let's say that you are now the person whom they have hired. Then how do you succeed in your internship? How do you make it a valuable experience for both parties?
So what you have to think also is that why am I here? Am I here only to fulfill the third semester demand doing an internship and get a good grade in my report? Because when you do an internship, you have to write a report, so you have a written outcome, which then you have to defend orally. It's very important that you use the time productively, and you have a very good time management strategy from the beginning. So all these things that you wrote before in your statement, that you had to discuss during your internship interview, maybe now it's time to put them in words in a written document. So first, it's very important to be able to answer the question in written. What am I doing here? What are the expectations? And that is actually something that can be included in your written report, because it's helpful also for your examiner. But in order to be able to do that, it's very important to engage from the beginning and ask questions in the organization that you are. So be curious about what they are doing in this organization. Be interested in what they are doing in the different departments and how what you are doing is part of this. So team work. Also, try to be involved. Try to ask questions and be willing to take responsibilities and do things. Because you have to think also that this is the opportunity to show that you can do things, and you would be an asset if they ask you to stay. So one way to succeed is by showing this engagement and dedication from the beginning, but also curiosity to learn, and show the ability that you can learn and do more than you are asked. Because also in these places, people are usually very busy. They don't have time to focus on one intern, or maybe they will have more than one, and they just want a person who will do some easy jobs. But if you show interest, if you ask questions and you get engaged, then they will be also engaged. And they will start asking you, do you want to join this meeting? Do you want to do this job? Do you want to try to do this? And you have two important gains. First, you can get a very good reference from them. They will be very happy. You can write a very good report because you have done a good job. But then you have also opened a new door, because you might get the possibility to be offered a job in this place in the future.
Yeah.
So I think it's already a big success if you manage to do all these things.
Yeah, great. And we want you guys to be successful, and I hope that this has been valuable to listen to Sevi's thoughts on this issue. So thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.